Organized locally, Vincentians witness God's love by embracing all works of charity and justice.
We declare henceforth that the Venerable Frederick Ozanam may be called blessed.
At Frederick Ozanam's beatification ceremonies, August 22, 1997, Pope John Paul II told the world that Frederick observed the real situation of the poor and sought to be more and more effective in helping them in their human development. He understood that charity must lead to efforts to remedy justice. Charity and justice go together. Frederick had the clear-sighted courage to seek a frontline social and political commitment in a troubled time in the life of his country. So it is that we can see Frederick Ozanam as a pioneer of the social doctrine of the Church, which Pope Leo XIII would develop some years later in the encyclical Rerum Novarum on the condition of the working class. Faced with all the forms of poverty which overwhelm so many men and women, charity is a prophetic sign of the commitment of the Christian in the following of Christ. Frederick Ozanam said, "Charity is the Samaritan who pours oil on the wounds of the traveler who has been attacked. It is justice's role to prevent the attacks."
The story of the Good Samaritan, obviously the Samaritan came along and responded to a man that was beaten and robbed and left to die. He took care of him, he bound his wounds, and he left him with the innkeeper and said that he'd come back and take care of any costs that would be incurred. And that's charity, and that's kind of been the work that the St. Vincent de Paul Society has been about for many, many, many years. Now what we want to do is be more in touch with the need of justice. In relationship to the Good Samaritan took care of the man because he was left to die, and he ministered to him. But if the Good Samaritan were to come back and make that road safer so that the next person that came along on the road wouldn't be beaten and robbed, then that's justice. And that's what we're trying to do in the society. We're trying to create opportunities for our members to speak out for the poor, with the poor, and on the needs of the poor, and to stand with the poor.
I think actually college age or younger would actually get a lot out of being a Vincentian. They're going to get the Vincentian spirituality. They're also going to get look at social justice and looking at how not just addressing the problem that maybe they're trying to work with, but also finding the root of the problem and helping to fix it from the beginning, so eventually we have better resources and more so there's not the need. It will always be there, but we're actually addressing where the problem is coming from versus just addressing the problem.